Tesla is going to end production of the Model S and the Model X vehicles to focus on Optimus, which is their new humanoid robot line. They think this is the future. Everybody's going to be like iRobot and have like a humanoid robot helping him with chores around the house until they go rogue and kill us all. This, of course, has been reported by CNBC and major news outlets, so this is for sure going to happen. The Model S, of course, is kind of like their sports sedan, for instance, and so they probably weren't selling a lot of those. I've noticed a lot of like sports sedans and sports cars, I think, are getting deprioritized going forward. A lot of SUVs and trucks and things seem to be selling really well in the US, and a lot of car manufacturers are pivoting to just giving the market what they're demanding. So a lot of sedans seem to be going out of style these days, and so they probably weren't hitting very well on sales and decided to discontinue these two models. And as you can see, the Model X is kind of like a sedan or crossover or something like that. Maybe a hatchback, if you want to call it that. It's just weird when you have a company that's had some struggles with sales. They were really declining in Europe over the past couple of years. China's been taking a portion of their EV sales, especially like in Europe. And that's been, apparently China has some pretty solid EVs now. I've just always stayed away from Tesla. I've never invested in Tesla. Tesla always kind of scared me. I never really liked their evaluations from their employees on what it was like to work there. They have a very controversial CEO, whether he's smart or not. You know, you want to know that their leadership is solid. People think that the company is going in the right direction from within. There's some controversy there, not only in the headlines, but from the actual reviews from their own employees could be a lot better. They keep changing deadlines, keep changing models, they keep throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. And I just don't like to invest in a company like that. Now they want to make robots, and they want to probably focus on robo-taxis to compete with Waymo. Every indicator I've seen so far is that Waymo is actually in the lead for robo-taxis in the US. And of course, they are owned by Google. So, you know, they're going to have all the resources they need to expand that. And Tesla is going to probably be one of the main competitors, it looks like, in kind of a two-man race so far is what it seems like. I've heard Amazon and maybe some others getting in line with that. It looks like Uber abandoned their thoughts on creating their own fleet of cars, partially why I'm kind of worried about Uber long term, because they could fully be replaced by something like Waymo or Tesla robo-taxis. But I guess their robo-taxi, their line of just their most popular cars like the Model 3, they're still going to come out with their supercar apparently. That's the Tesla Roadster. They're still apparently planning on having that come out. But then they also have this new robot line, which is just kind of weird. If it works, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense to be like, oh yeah, the sci-fi movies are right. Everybody wants a personal robot. But you have to make it practical, and you have to, you know, there's no telling. Knowing Elon Musk, there's no telling when this could actually end up in people's households. It's all, there's so many pie in the sky ideas that he is very good at selling to the public, which is why Tesla, that's why their stock has always gone up over time for the most part, because he's just very good at selling ideas to the public. Over the past year, they've had pretty modest returns if you look at Tesla. I've already, I think, broken them down. Their PE ratio is still absolutely ridiculous for a tech company. Even for a tech company, 283.97 is nuts. That's like double or triple a lot of major companies like even AMD or Nvidia or something like that. And then you have companies like Google that are amazing, and theirs is like 30. So the past year, up 8.29%, which is pretty well below the S&P 500. If you look at the past 6 months, they're up 31%, but they also had a huge dip in the beginning of 2025 because of all the political stuff that was going on with Elon Musk. But if you look at the past month, they're down 8.32%. They had their stock take a jump after their earnings call, even though it didn't really make sense. It's more just like Tesla doesn't really follow the fundamentals anymore. But now they're back down again, 2.34% today. So I don't want to even mess with Tesla personally.